Namaskar and welcome to Ignited Stories. Friend, today we are diving into a fascinating topic that influences our daily lives in ways we might not even realize. That is narcissism. This isn't just some abstract concept, it is something that affects each of us deeply, whether we recognize it or not. So let us explore this together. But before we dive into the psychological aspects, let me take you back to one of the greatest epics of all time, the Mahabharata. Meet Duryodhana, the eldest son of Kauravas, a man so consumed by his deep narcissism. Duryodhana believed he was the rightful heir to the throne of Hastinapur, and his inflated sense of self drove him to view his cousins, the Pandavas, as threat of his power. When Krishna, serving as a mediator, offered a compromise where the Pandavas would accept just 5 villages, Duryodhana arrogantly refused, declaring he would not give them land as small as the tip of a needle. His jealousy and entitlement blinded him to the wisdom of those around him. He manipulated, schemed, and even pushed for a war that would bring about the downfall of his entire family. Duryodhana's story is a powerful reminder of how unchecked narcissism can lead of us to ruin. His obsession with power and validation, his refusal to see beyond his desires, led to the destruction of everything he held dear. From Duryodhana to Ravan to Hitler to your current narcissistic bosses, our history and present is full of such examples of this kind of toxic people and their downfall sometimes. Imagine this, a study conducted by psychologists at the University of Georgia, they found that up to 30% of the population exhibits some form of narcissistic behavior. This is nearly 1 in 3 people. But here is the twist. Narcissism is not always a bad thing. In fact, it's a natural part of being human. Think back when you were in school. Remember that feeling when the teacher praised you in front of the class? It was as if you were on top of this world, right? That little moment of appreciation made you feel so valued. Why? Because as social animals, our sense of self-worth is often tied to how others see us. We crave recognition and appreciation. It's like oxygen for our self-esteem. But what happens when we don't get this attention that we need? That is when things get tricky. When we feel neglected or overlooked, we start creating a version of ourselves that compensates for that lack of attention. For some, this leads to deep narcissism. Take, for example, the story of an Indian entrepreneur who builds an empire from scratch. Despite all his success, he is never truly happy. Why? Because deep down, he is still trying to fill the void left by his parents, who were emotionally distant or dismissive during his childhood. This is where the roots of deep narcissism often lie, unresolved childhood experiences that shape our adult behavior. Now, let us break down narcissistic spectrum into two major categories: narcissistic leaders and functional narcissists. Picture a dictator or a tyrannical CEO. These are your classic deep narcissists, driven by a never ending need for power and control. But here is a surprising fact: not all narcissists are destructive. Most of us fall into the category of functional narcissists. We are self-absorbed for sure, but we still have a coherent sense of self and can function in society. The question arises, how do we move away from the negative aspects of narcissism and become what we call healthy narcissists? A healthy narcissist does not need constant validation from others. They accept their flaws and can laugh at themselves and don't take things personally. Take another example from the business world: a successful Indian entrepreneur who acknowledges his mistakes, learns from them, and is empathetic towards his employees. He listens, understands, and collaborates with his team. This is what a healthy narcissist looks like. They use their self-confidence not to dominate but to inspire and lead. So, how to become a healthy narcissist? The first step toward becoming a healthy narcissist is developing empathy. Empathy is just not about being nice. It's a skill that can transform your life. Here's a practical trick. The next time you are in a conversation, instead of thinking about what you are going to say next, try to truly listen to other person. Focus on their words and emotions. When you turn your attention outward, you start receiving positive feedback and it feels good. This simple practice can enhance your empathy skills and strengthen your relationship. Developing empathy also means acknowledging your own biases and ignorance. For example, imagine you are consulting with a client who is facing challenges in their company. Your natural instinct might be to jump in with advice, but instead you choose to listen intently to their concerns. By doing so, you begin to understand their feelings and perspectives, which allows you to offer more thoughtful and effective solutions. These steps will transform you from being a narcissist to a person with self-love, someone who balances self-confidence with empathy and understanding. This transformation can greatly benefit both your professional and personal life. By striving to understand others' perspectives, you can enhance your relationships and social influence. So, the next time you find yourself acting out of narcissism, take a step back, shift your focus, embrace the empathy, and watch as your life begins to change in incredible ways. Friends, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel Ignited Stories. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest content. Thank you for watching.